Let's go over the Chapter 2 practice quiz. Remember, I don't collect these. You don't have to do it. If it's real easy for you, great. But this is just practice, and the real quiz will be very similar. So obviously this can help you out if you're having trouble with these. So the first one, you might know these people. Zach is standing 10 feet west of Zitlali. Zitlali then starts walking east at 3 feet per second, while Zach walks north at 4 feet per second. How many seconds until they're 100 feet apart? I always draw a compass because it's just so hard to think east-west and stuff. So like this. Drawing a picture is a huge help. Drawing the compass up there keeps you from making mistakes. I've had so many people make mistakes because they had them walking in the wrong direction. So 10 feet west. So let's say, so here's Zach is west. So here's Zitlali east. So this is 10 feet. And you can put a little mark like that. It means feet too, so you don't need to write feet all the time. So they're 10 feet apart. 10 feet apart. Then Zitlali starts walking east. Okay, this is Zitlali, this is Zach. So she starts walking this way. I'll put a big dot here. At 3 feet per second. While Zach walks north, so he walks this way at 4 feet per second. How many seconds are they 100 feet apart? This is kind of like, I think, an airplane problem we did. Similar math and everything. Okay, so we want the distance between them, the hypotenuse, the distance between them, d, to be 100 feet. I guess I could put a little mark like that too, but whatever. Okay, so this side, the distance you go if you're going 4 feet per second is 4 times t, the time in seconds, because distance is velocity times time. We just make sure we're all dealing in seconds and feet per second. Our answers will be in feet and everything. I didn't try to fool you. I didn't try to mix minutes and miles and stuff. So that's nice. I probably should have. That would have made it more, maybe I will on the real quiz, make it more interesting. That'd be good practice. So distance is velocity times time. The distance on this side then is 4t. This side is 3t plus the initial 10 feet, plus 10, right? Because they start off 10 feet apart. So this distance, this leg of the right triangle is 10 plus 3t, and that's 100. Now we want to solve for t. So we have 4t squared plus 3t plus 10 squared equals 100 squared. Remember to square both of them. That's 16t squared plus, let's see, this squared plus that squared, 9t squared plus 100, plus 2 times them multiplied together. 10 times 3t is 30t, times 2 is 60t, plus 60t equals, let's see, 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10,000. Let's put all the numbers over here. No. We're going to get a quadratic formula here, so let's put everything on this side. 16t squareds and 9t squareds is 25t squareds. Plus 60t's minus, let's see, put this over here, 10,000 minus 100. That's 9,900 minus 9,900 equals 0. 100 minus 10,000, because we put the 10,000 over here, that's negative 10,000, so 100, yep, I think that's right. Okay, now we got to use a quadratic formula. So this is A, this is B, B is 60, C is negative 9,900. Be really careful of that, they can be negatives. A is a number in front of the t squared, B is a number in front of the 60, C is a number here by itself, which is negative. And so we go t is equal to negative b, negative 60, plus or minus the square root of b squared, 60 squared minus 4 times a, which is 25, times c, which is negative 9,900. All over, everything is over 2a. 2 times 25 is 50. If you don't have this formula memorized, you should get it memorized, right? It's x or whatever it is you're looking for is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so now we just got to be really careful. Let's see, we want it to be a positive t. Negative t means in the past, if we go backwards, then Zach would have been over here, and Zalali would have been over here, and at some point in the past, they would also have been 100 apart, but we're not interested in that one. So clearly we want the plus number. Since this is negative, we don't want another negative, that'll make it negative. We'll take the plus. So this is, let's see, negative 60 over 50 is negative 6/5, which is 1.2, right? Yeah, 1.2. So that's negative 1.2 plus the square root of 60 squared minus 100. So this is a plus now, right? We have a minus and a minus, so it's plus inside there. So I'm just going to work that all out of my calculator. What's inside there? So I say, let's see, this is 100 times 9,900 times 100 plus 3,600 equals 993,600. 993,600, and we can't forget the divided by 50. I already divided the 60 by 50, the negative 60 by 50, but I didn't divide this by 50. Lots of places to make mistakes in this. And let's see, square root 996.79. That's probably good enough. So 996.79 divided by 50 equals 19.93 minus 1.2. I get about 18.735. Yeah, let's say 18.7 seconds. Good enough. So 18.7 seconds. So then we say, okay, is that a reasonable answer? Does it look like it's about 18.7 seconds? They'll be 100 feet apart, going 4 feet per second. That's about 96 feet that way. 3 times that. Yeah, it seems like it could be about right. Now you can check your answer. Plug that back into here. Plug it in here, plug it into here, do the square root and everything, or plug 18.7 into here and here, square it out and see if you get 100 squared. On a quiz, I would do that just to make sure. So, okay, so you got to use a quadratic formula and make sure your answer makes sense. Make sure you write seconds. Be careful in the quiz if I start mixing up feet and miles and minutes and seconds and stuff, but that's how you do that one. Okay, I'm going to erase this then. Let's move to number 2. Okay, number 2 is one that, again, like ones that you already did. Let's see, can I scroll here? Yes. Okay, so the ants location in meters. Okay, so remember location, this is the x-coordinate, comma the y-coordinate as a function of time, and those are called parametric equations when they're a function of time. Doesn't really make sense. Parametric, why does that have to do with time? But that's what they call it. When the x and y position are a function of time, they have a t in there. So when will the ant be at x equals 15 meters? So we want 3 plus 4t to be 15. So 3 plus 4t is equal to 15. Take away 3 from both sides. 4t is equal to 12. Divide both sides by 4. So t is equal to 3. And we're dealing with seconds here, so 3 seconds. Okay, that's pretty easy. It's just really understanding what this notation means. That's the important part. When will its x and y values be the same? So when will this equal that? So 3 plus 4t is equal to 7 plus 2t. Let's put the 2t over here, make it negative. Put the 3 over there, make it negative. 4t minus 2t is 2t. 7 minus 3 is 4. So it looks like, divide both sides by 2, looks like t is equal to 2 seconds. So in 2 seconds, they're in the same x and y, and in 3 seconds, the ant said x equals 15. Now, when will the ant be 30 feet from that point? Okay, this is a little bit trickier. When will it be 30 feet from the point 2 minus 3? Okay, so the ant is at, the 2 points are this point, and then we want to know its distance from 3 plus 4t, and 7 plus 2t, right? So these are our 2 points. We want to know the distance between those 2 points. We've been talking about the distance formula, and the distance formula, how far 2 points are apart from each other, is the square root, and you just subtract the x's squared plus subtracting the y's squared. Doesn't matter which one you put first. If you put the other one first, it'll be negative, but you square them. So it doesn't matter which one you choose first. You can mix them up. Let's go this one minus the numbers. I think that's a little bit cleaner. 3 plus 4t minus 2. Make sure you don't mix up your x's and y's. X's first. So this would be square root of 3 plus 4t. This one minus 2 squared plus y, 7 plus 2t minus negative 3 minus negative 3 makes it plus 3 squared. You gotta be really careful of that one. Now let's do what's in the parentheses. 3 minus 2 is 1, so that's 4t plus 1 squared. Oh, and we want this to be 30. We want the distance to be 30, so we know what that is, right? We want them to be 30 feet apart. 30 feet from this point. The distance from the point is this. We want the distance to be 30. And now let's do this one. 7 plus 3 is 10. This is 2t plus 10 squared. Now we have a lot of squaring to do. I'm going to erase this here. Okay, so... Oh, and I'm going to square both sides to get rid of the square root, just because I'm tired of writing the square root, wasting ink in my pen. 30 squared is 900. So square both sides, square this, square the square root to get rid of the square root. 900 equals this squared, remember it's this squared plus that squared plus 2 times it multiplied together. 4t squared is 16t squared plus 1 squared is 1. Multiplied together is 4t times 2 is 8t. Plus 2t squared is 4t squared. 10 squared is 100. Multiplied together I get 20t times 2 is 40t. Okay. Now we're going to put everything on one side and use the quadratic formula again. You're going to get really good at using the quadratic formula. Let's put everything on this side with the t squareds. So we have 16t squareds and 20t squareds. So we have 20t squareds plus 8t and 40t, so plus 48t's. I think it's going to be minus because we're going to have to put this 900 and make it negative 900 on the other side. So we have a 101 plus 101 minus 900. So that is 101 minus 900 is negative 799. Is that right? 799 plus 101 is 900. 1 plus 101. Okay, I think I did that right. That's equal to 0. Okay, now we do the whole negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. I'm going to do that over here. This is a, this is b, this is c. Again, work this out really carefully. So many places make mistake. I'm going to kind of do some stuff quickly just to get this done, but hopefully you can check and see if I'm right. Okay, so negative b is negative 48. So t is equal to negative 48 plus or minus the square root of b squared, 48 squared, minus 4a is 20, c is negative 799, divided by 2a, which is 40. This is plus in there again. I'm just going to do this all. So negative 48 divided by 40. We want a positive answer. We don't want to go backwards in time, so we're going to take the plus again because a negative has got to be a positive to give us a positive answer. We don't want a negative time. So negative 48 over 40 is 48 divided by 40. Oh, I should do that. 1.2. So this is negative 1.2 plus, and I'm going to do this all on the calculator in one fell swoop, save writing here. And hopefully I'll do it right. You guys can check me. This is plus now because we have a minus a negative. So 4 times 20 4 times 20. Try this. 4 times 20, okay, that's 80 times 799 equals that, plus 48 squared equals that, square root of that, divided by 40. I get 6.43, now let's call it 6.43. So plus or minus 6.43, or plus, we will choose a plus. So 6.43 minus 1.2 is 5.23. So 5.23, and this is the amount of seconds. So at 5.23 seconds, the ant will be 30 feet from that point, which again is kind of makes sense. Like the ant's going, you know, every second the ant goes 4 feet here in the x direction, and every second it goes 2 feet in the y direction. So in 5 seconds, it's like 10 feet and stuff in either direction. Starts off at 3 and 7. So yeah, that makes sense. I think that's right. Now again, you can check it. Plug 5.23 back into our equation here. Plug 5.23 in, square it and everything, and see if you get 900. Or see if you get 30 if you do the square root. So again, on a quiz, it's probably worth checking it. All right, let's look at the backside. The backside is just algebra practice. Just solving, basically I think I just made them more common denominators, because you just can't have too much practice with that. So those will go a lot faster. Let's look at that. So okay, so solve for x. These, if you have 1 over x, what you want to do is get x on one side by itself and then flip everything upside down. So let's put this on the other side. So 1 over x equals 3 over b plus 2 over a, because minus 2a over one side is plus 2 over a on the other side. Now get a common denominator over here. The common denominator is ab. Just multiply them together, which means to multiply top by a, this one by b. So 1 over x equals 3 over ab plus, if I multiply bottom by a, top by a, right? The a's cancel, this is 3 over b, plus 2b over ab. So b's cancel, 2 over a, yep, that's right. Or 1 over x equals, now we can add the tops together. And the last step is we flip it upside down and we know what x is. Flip this upside down, we get x. Flip this upside down, now the AB is on top. And that's about as simple as you can write it. Really no simplification you can do there to help. So, yep, so we're done. X is AB over 3A plus 2B. Okay, and the last one is a similar one. Solve for t. Again, same idea here. We want to get the 1 over t by itself and flip it upside down. So 1 over t equals, put the 1 over a over here, is 3 minus 1 over a. 1 plus 1 over a minus 1 over a. Now we got a problem. We have to find a common denominator between 3 and 1 over a. So we divide the 3 by a, and we got to put a in the top. So 1 over t equals 3a divided by a, which is clearly 3, right? The a's cancel, that's 3, minus 1 over a. Now we can combine them. We have 3a minus 1 in the top, divided by a, and now we just flip everything upside down. So t is a over 3a minus 1, and we are finished. You really can't simplify that anymore. All right, that's the practice quiz. The real quiz will be really similar. So, and yep, that's it for now. Never sure what to say at the end of videos. It's terrible.